I want to bring in now Democratic Congressman Stephen Horsford from Nevada for more on this. He's also the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. So good to see you, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Thank you for having me.
So, I mean, Congressman, who can watch, the Tennessee Three, as we now know them to be, and not think of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Julian Bond or Reverend Andy Young, and, of course, the late Congressman John Lewis. They were all teenagers and young men in their 20s leading movements for justice. So what do you see particularly in Justin Jones and Justin Pearson? Again, they are just ages 27 and 28.
What I see is incredible young leaders, black leaders, who are doing the right thing by using peaceful protest to do something fundamental, which is to speak about the very survival of life of their constituents that they represent. And they represent in the spirit of Adam Clayton Powell, Julian Bond, Colin Kaepernick, and others that have spoken up about the injustices, whether we take a knee, raise a salute, sign a petition, or take a bullhorn, the other side always wants to punish us. And I find it quite appalling that the debate in Tennessee is about a revenue bond when the protest was really about the survival of children who are being lost because of gun violence in our country.
Right. It seems as though that's the message that got lost on the motivation of this nonviolent protest to try to inspire these legislators to take some action in order to keep it safe for children, their families, and teachers. I mean, the late Congressman Lewis would call this good trouble, right? I mean, in 2016, in fact, as a sitting member of Congress, John Lewis led this sit-in to inspire Congress to act on gun violence. Watch. No one was expelled here. What are the parallels of the effort in your view?
Well, what I know of the late John Lewis, the phenomenal civil rights icon, is that he touched the heart of so many people. And he actually, during that protest in the well of the Capitol, knelt in order to compel action on gun safety. There is no difference between what Congressman John Lewis did and what Representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson are doing. They are speaking for young people, a generation who are tired of having their lives under assault, whether it be by gun violence, police brutality, discrimination. They are fed up and they want action. And it's not about the decorum of the House. It's about the survival of the very people that they represent, that they give voice to. So the Congressional Black Caucus stands with them. We are working along legislators all across the country. We are calling on the local officials to reappoint Representative Jones and Representative Pearson without haste. There should be no delay. If you don't appoint them, you're actually disenfranchising over 70,000 voters in each of their districts. That is wrong. It's undemocratic, and we won't stand for it.
Yeah, I think the number is something like 200,000 constituents. So, meantime, is there kind of a swelling effort to what my guest, journalist Ron Brownstein said yesterday was a building of a nation within a nation, an existence that supports a kind of a cultural agenda that is exclusionary. It was his explanation as to what was behind this GOP supermajority's efforts to exclude people, and that was just the beginning. Do you see that there is this kind of growing effort to do that across many supermajorities across the country?
Sadly, it's happening across the country. It's being attempted in the U.S. Congress with MAGA Republicans who want to dismantle our democracy, disenfranchise voters, silence those who are speaking up on behalf of our constituents. But guess what, Frederica? We will not be silenced. Black people have to restore our democracy, and now it is our time to take up that mantle and do it again. If no one else will, we will.
Thank you for that. I want to now switch subjects. I want to turn to this controversial abortion ruling in Texas that just happening, within the last 48 hours, suspending the FDA's approval of a widely used abortion medication. I mean, what are your greatest concerns about access for women of color, particularly when the maternal mortality rate among black women is nearly 3 times that of white women?
Well, you're absolutely right. And it's why women within the Congressional Black Caucus, as well as the pro-choice caucus of the House Democratic Caucus, have worked so hard in order to protect the fundamental right for women to make their own healthcare decisions. We now have these two conflicting opinions, but regardless, we need federal law to codify Roe versus Wade. We have an extreme, out-of-touch Supreme Court that is trying to take away these fundamental rights. We have extreme legislators throughout the country and now federal judges who are trying to take away those protections and access to reproductive justice. And so we will continue to work to defend women's freedom to make their own healthcare decisions about their body.
All right, Congressman Stephen Horsford, thank you so much for tackling both very emotional topics with us today, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Thank you.